Well, there. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show. It's so great to be with you. It is a Saturday, and it is August 22nd, 2026. And you know what a Saturday means, guys? In case you didn't know, a Saturday means that we are on a brand new master topic. Yes, today, guys, I'll tell you the show's master topic in a minute for the week, but it is a Series 5 show number 35. If you've been here before, that's great. But first of all, if this is your first time here, I want to say thank you and I want to say welcome. If you've been here 1, 5, 10, 100 or more, or lost track of the count, I want to say thank you, welcome. But I also want to say the words, guys, welcome back. You are all very welcome here, and I'm so grateful that you are choosing to be part of the show. So, guys, if you're thirsty or hungry, feel free to go grab yourself something. I got a decaf tea here, which is really delicious. And maybe you want to get yourself a water or fruit, juice, I don't know, something healthy or not, candy, granola bar, whatever it is. Feel free to grab that and come on back to the show, guys. That is something I think you guys are going to enjoy. Don't forget to check out believemeachieve.com, of course, for more of my amazing, inspiring creations, which incidentally, guys, you can do 24 hours a day after the show is over, okay? So again, it is so great to be with everyone here. I'm glad you decided to tune in and again be part of this great show, and hopefully gain some amazing knowledge. All right. So without any further ado, guys, let's kick this show off. Are you ready? I know I am. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, this is the Inspirations for Your Life show. Yes, I'm JohnCMorley. I'm a serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, a passionate lifelong learner, graduate student at Montclair State University, and so grateful now to be a published author. Welcome, everyone. The master topic first is become someone your future can depend on. Series 5, show 35. Stop letting other people define who you are. Series 5, show 35, episode number 1. Become someone your future can depend on is our weekly. And again, our granular is stop letting other people define who you are. It's Saturday, guys. Welcome to the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show. I'm JohnCMorley. It's so great to have you here once again. This week's topic, become someone your future can depend on, starting with knowing who you actually are. So many voices are all about opinions, about who you should be, but who are you when they all go quiet? Today, how to stop letting others define you and start building an identity you trust and respect. Number 1, guys, know who you are without an audience. Confidence is easy with a crowd cheering. Who are you when nobody's watching? Your values shouldn't disappear with the audience. Number 2, stop borrowing other people's definitions. Their version of success may not be yours. Define it for the life you actually want to live. Number 3, guys, decide what you stand for. Know your principles before you're under pressure. Number 4, separate your identity from your reputation. Reputation is what people believe. Identity is who you actually are. Build character, not just a perception. Number 5, guys, stop becoming whoever the room expects you to be. Adapt your communication, not your core self. Number 6, know what matters when nobody agrees. Listen to real criticism, but disagreement doesn't make you wrong. We can agree to disagree all day long. Sometimes you stand alone. Number 7, quit measuring yourself through reactions. Likes and criticism are reactions, not measures of worth. Number 8, guys, let your choices reveal your identity. Anyone can claim to be honest or disciplined. Your repeat actions with you showing up are the real proof of who you are. I think sometimes people, they get caught because they change who they are because of the room. I think that's the worst thing you actually could do. Change who you are because of the room. I didn't say don't adapt to the room, but I didn't say change who you are. Number 9, guys, stop changing yourself for temporary approval. If approval costs your values, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. Number 10, know which options deserve weight. Consider whether the person knows you, understands the situation, and wants you to succeed. Number 11, refuse labels that keep you small. Old labels may be outdated and irrelevant now. So I think those are important things that we have to think about, because what we once learned before may have changed. The rules may have changed. I think that's an important piece for all of us to digest. Number 12, learn to build confidence from evidence. Kind of like working backwards. So your track record of solve problems and survive challenges is proof of your capability. I think we need to lean into that, and we definitely need to celebrate those wins, guys. We have to celebrate them, because if we can celebrate them, our life can truly change. Our life can truly change. And I think that's something that a lot of people today, they just get stuck. They get stuck in a pattern. And this pattern causes them to get frustrated. It causes them to say, you know what? I'm not enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. And that's a very powerful thing. So your voice becomes your reality. Your voice becomes your reality. That's a very important thing for us all to realize. Your voice becomes your reality. You know? And I know what you're probably saying to me. I know you're probably saying, John, this doesn't make a lot of sense, but I want to tell you that it's true. It's true who you are. But you have to lean into that a little bit. Okay? You have to lean into it. If you can lean into it, life's going to change for you. If you don't, you're going to be like, oh, how do I get to where I want to be? If you're constantly trying to redefine yourself because of other people, you're doing what they want. You're not doing what you want. And I think that can be challenging again for a lot of people. A lot of people that say maybe this isn't the way it should be. Okay? Maybe. Maybe not. But if you don't understand it, you're going to cause more problems, more challenges. And those are things that we got to think about. And those things can affect our perceptions. They can affect our outcome. Okay? And I think that can be something that can really change, again, the trajectory of not just us, but the people around us. And you might be saying, John, this is interesting. But then again, you may say, no, it's not. Okay? And I can tell you that there are capabilities to being part of something. And that can change a lot of who we are, what we're doing, what's happening, what's going on. Most importantly, you know what it changes? It changes our belief in what we can do and what we can't do. I think that's sometimes the thing that's hurting us, is that we put in this track that we can't do something. Right? We can't wait for what that is. That's really true, guys. Really true. Number 13, stop explaining yourself to everyone. Not every decision needs a defense. Number 14, know what you will not compromise on. What are your boundaries that you're not going to cross? Set the non-negotiables. Integrity, health, relationships before they're tested. Because if you don't set the boundaries hard and things go a certain way, you're going to give in. And then that boundary that you had is going to fall apart. They'll fall apart and you'll be like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Okay? That's the key, guys. That's ultimately the big key, all right, for us to understand. Number 15, become comfortable being misunderstood. Correct real misunderstandings. And I think that's one that, again, a lot of people don't really understand. But I'm here to tell you that you can make that difference if you believe. Then let go of managing everyone's interpretation of you. Number 16, let your values outlast trends. Build on principles, not what's currently popular. Number 17, stop performing versions of yourself. Adjust communication, not your core identity. Number 18, trust what experience has taught you. Don't relearn lessons you already know. There's no need to rebuild the whole wheel from scratch. You know the wheel, right? Why do we have to do it again and again and again? Why? That's the question I want to ask. Why do we have to do it again, 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 again? Very big challenge for a lot of people to understand. But it's an important one, guys. Number 19, choose identity before image. Ooh, that's tough. That means we got to put our egos down for a minute. You see, image asks how you'll look. Identity asks who you want to be. Choose substance. When you choose substance, you're going to find people around you are going to gravitate towards you because they want to be part of substance. That's a very keen thing, guys. A very keen thing. But it takes time. It takes time. And this time is something that I think a lot of people don't really understand. They don't really understand it, but they could. They could understand it if they made the choice to set the boundaries, right? If you could do those kinds of things, your life could change like in an instant. Not tomorrow, not the next day, but it would change quickly. All right? It would change quickly. And that's important to understand. And when we start to understand this, things change. Right? That's something that a lot of people don't understand today, but they keep making the story that they can't do it because of some reason. But the reason is no different than anything. They just keep putting blocks in their way. There is no block, but they create a block. They create a block, and that block is something that I think a lot of people don't realize that they actually have. A block that's preventing them from being the best version of themselves. Okay. So let's think about this for a moment. Number 20, know yourself outside your achievements. You're more than your career, your title, or your accomplishments. But some people get so hung up on their accomplishments that there's nothing else to do, but you can do so much more. Okay? You can do so much more if you just believe in it. If you just believe in it. But you first got to believe yourself, don't you? When you want to do something, but for whatever reason it doesn't work, and you say to yourself, you can't, you keep looking for ways to prove that this isn't going to work. But you can do it the other way. You can actually come up with ways that it will work. But that happens, ladies and gentlemen, because of what? Because of your belief system, because of your RAS, your reticular activating system, your RAS. And that's the key to becoming the best version of yourself. If you can become the best version of yourself, you're going to help other people become the best version of themselves too. I can tell you, if you think you can, you're right, as Henry Ford said. If you think you can't, guess what? You're also right. So these are very interesting things, but for some reason, we don't always know why they're a certain way. As I said to you before, stop letting other people define who you are. Okay? And if we can stop doing that, then we can show up as we want to be, not the way somebody else wants us to be. And I think that's the most important thing for tonight, is that if we show up that way, if we say, hey, this is the way I want to be, but this isn't the way I'm going to be, it changes your perceptions. It changes your level of involvement. It changes your belief. And your belief, guys, is huge. Okay? Your belief is huge. So huge that you might just amaze yourself knowing that you can do it. You can do it, but you got to believe in it. Okay? If you didn't believe, you'd be done. The difference between a successful person and one that's not successful is the successful person has just learned how to hang on a few minutes longer. That's it. Or a few seconds longer. But when other people cause interference to our plans, sometimes it causes us to change our path. It shouldn't. No one has the right ever to make you feel inferior about yourself unless you give them permission. So why would you give them permission? That's the dumb question I have. Why would you give them permission? Tell me that. Tell me why would you give them permission? I just want to know why. Okay? I want to know why. Because you're the one that's going to make that decision to whether you can do something or not. Number 21, guys, stop needing constant validation. You don't need a pat on the back. You don't need a you're good at this. Learn to evaluate your own choices. Be sustainable. Pat yourself on the back, right? And even when you praise yourself, you still can get benefit from it. The praise doesn't have to come from other people. It can come from you. Build on internal reference. Number 22. The internal reference point is key. Ask yourself, did I act on my values? Was I honest today? Did I treat people well or not? If you can't have this conversation, chances are you're probably not being fair to yourself or to others. Number 23, let consistency define you. Identity is built through repetition, practice, discipline, and courage, even when no one's checking. That's a key, guys. Number 24, become harder to manipulate. Not knowing yourself lets praise, criticism, fear, and guilt control you. You don't want people or guilt to control you, do you? No. Number 25, stop surrendering your identity for belongingness. If belonging requires shrinking yourself, question its worth. It probably isn't. You're better than that. Number 26, choose what represents you. Your work, words, and treatment of others carry your name. Make them reflect your standards, not someone else's. Number 27, let confidence become quieter. True confidence doesn't need a performance for everyone or a grand gesture. Quiet confidence ushers in success. You don't have to rub success down anyone's throat. Quiet success becomes loud to people. Number 28, know yourself before the world names you. Your profession, mistakes, and past are only pieces of your story, not the whole of it. Number 29, your identity directs your decisions. Seeing yourself as someone who keeps commitments, learns, and solves problems shapes how you act. Yeah. That's key, guys. Number 30, become someone you recognize and respect. Not perfect, not universally liked, just someone whose actions increasingly match their values, who can admit mistakes and stand alone when necessary. I always say you're going to love me or hate me, and I'm still going to go on doing what I'm doing respectfully. Because let me tell you something, guys, when you get successful, you may not have a lot of friends, and that's okay. You get people that are jealous. You get people that are, well, how come it wasn't me? And they're like blaming you for your success. You don't need that. As I get ready to close the show for today, I want to ask you something. How much of who you are today was actually chosen by you versus shaped by others and their expectations? Old labels, comparisons, or the need to belong. You fit into that mug, into that box that somebody labeled you as, right? I still remember this many years ago when I was in the reading group. And I was shy when I was starting to read. And I wasn't given the encouragement. So I was in a lower reading group. But later on, I read better than anybody. It was the belief that I wasn't a good reader. Now I read and I speak professionally. But if I would have let that belief that some teacher, that some students told me, I think I still remember, I was in the Holt group. And then there was the Macmillan group, which is the middle. And then there was another group. I forget what the third group was. There was another group too. But Holt and Macmillan were the two groups that they had. Holt was lower, Macmillan was higher. The reading was a little harder in Macmillan, but not much. It was a social thing. They should have just brought everybody together at once, and we all would have read together. Later on, that happened. See, this isn't about ignoring good advice, guys. Some of our best growth comes from someone caring enough to tell us the truth. The goal isn't to stop listening. It's to stop surrendering ownership. Now, listen to good advice. Evaluate criticism. Consistent constructive feedback, right? Learn from the experience we get. Change when the evidence calls for it. But don't give everyone else the authority to define who you are. No one has the right to do that. Know what you stand for. Know what you won't compromise. Know your non-negotiables. Build confidence from evidence. Choose identity before image. Let your values survive changing trends. Let comfortable situations happen. But when they're not comfortable, don't be afraid to get out of that shell when others don't understand you. Stop needing an audience to confirm your worth or your value. The strongest identity isn't built from what you tell people you are. It's built from the decisions you make when nobody is watching. Because those, ladies and gentlemen, filter into who you are when you're in public. That future version of you is being constructed right this very moment. Every boundary, every kept promise, every commitment, every lesson learned, every time you chose values over approval, it's now adding up. It's cumulative, guys. Start with identity. Know yourself before the world names you. Let your choices speak louder than the labels. Let consistency become your evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I am by now, I'm JohnCMorley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I thank you so much for choosing to join me for another amazing episode of the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show as we kicked off our brand new master topic for Series 5, Show 35. You don't need everyone to understand who you're becoming. You need to understand why you're becoming that person. Stop letting other people define who you are. Become someone you recognize, trust, and respect. And I know that can sound scary, but I said to you that success does not lie in the comfort realms. It lies where you become uncomfortable. People use that as a manipulative tool to push you into their corner. Car salesmen do this all the time, right? But when you don't give in to them, they have no power. That's powerful, guys. So stop letting others around you define who you are. Don't let them limit your capabilities, because that's what you're doing. I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening, and be sure to check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. Be well, everyone.